We just want to end the lockdown and use some common sense and get things back to normal.
Tonight, protests in Michigan. Civil unrest unfolds onto the streets as residents grow weary with the state's stay-at-home order.
And carpentry for a cause. How a St. Luke's employee is using his craftsmanship to help the hospital brace for a surge in COVID-19 patients.
And Mayo Clinic has plans to dramatically increase coronavirus testing, how they plan to increase supplies well beyond the governor's ask.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Well, St. Louis County only has 43 confirmed cases of COVID-19. St. Luke's Hospital is making sure they have enough beds in case of a patient surge.
CBS3's Ryan Combo tells us about the hospital's handyman helping to make sure the Northland has enough beds for potential patients.
A typical day for Patrick Early at St. Luke's Hospital typically doesn't involve building beds.
It's pretty simple. It's really nowhere different than a Chase lounge that you have in your backyard.
But now the hospital's director of facilities management is making sure his employer is ready for any potential pandemic surge.
Obviously very important that you want to take care of all of our people that come to get service from us.
Many health professionals saying an uptick in patients could be as high as 300%.
While we all hope that that wasn't true, we, as a group, try to figure out, okay, what would we need if we really had to serve 300% of our capacity?
Which is why Early started crafting 26 patient beds, each taking about 3 hours to perfect.
What's hard is to imagine a number so high that you'd have to make something to get by with.
Early has finished that first round of beds, and for now, additional production is on hold. But if or when a surge happens, Early says his team is ready.
And we were just happy that we were able to improvise and potentially have something that could be useful in a crisis.
Meanwhile, another Duluth business is donating supplies for healthcare workers. Carlson Orthodontics has been closed for the last several weeks, so they decided to donate some of their gear that wasn't being used. Dr. Chris Carlson says it was a no-brainer to donate the extra 300 masks he had to essential healthcare workers on the front lines.
You know, we've been shut down and not been able to see patients like we normally do, and there's been a lot of different things out there as far as ways you can help, and we were able to be contacted by Sean and thought this was a great opportunity to do our small part.
They did give the masks to the Duluth Fire Department, which will distribute them to local places in need. Fire Chief Sean Creuset says the donation will make a big difference.
There's places that literally cannot maintain how they provide safety for their employees literally through the day or through the week. They're getting one mask per day, or they have to try to reuse things from patient to patient to patient. And so something like this is really helpful.
Creuset says if you need masks or if you want to donate, you should contact the fire department. We have a link on our website.
All right, Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, are you staying warm out there?
It's been difficult the last couple of nights, and this morning was the coldest of the cold. Your neck of the woods, Kristen, Hibbing, only 6 above. Another record set for cold temps. This year's been a pretty chilly one for Hibbing. That's the third now for this winter season. And it was only 1 above in Watersmeet this morning, so even colder there. Let's take a look now at what's happening right now around our region. And I think it'll get a little bit brisk tonight. Overnight lows might drop into the teens for a lot of towns, but those current numbers indeed should show that we're eyeing up temperatures still in the 20s with a mixed bag of sky conditions out there. Some places are clear, others are a little bit more cloudy. But with higher pressure coming in, it should become a little bit more uniform tomorrow towards the sunny side of life, if not the warmer side. Tomorrow morning here in the Twin Ports, probably 19 above. Lunchtime, partly cloudy sky, 35. Supper time, 43 degrees. Warmer than today, definitely warmer than yesterday, but not as warm as what's coming for Saturday. So temperatures are taking an uptick, and we'll talk about for how long in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. A rally in Lansing, Michigan today brought people together in protest of Michigan's governor announcing plans to tighten stay-at-home orders due to the coronavirus. Organizers hoped at least 15,000 cars and trucks would clog the streets in the capital in a drive-by demonstration dubbed Operation Gridlock. Many are calling Governor Gretchen Whitmer's new guidelines tyrannical. Whitmer's order mandates which businesses could stay open, what some businesses could sell, and ordered people in her state not to have large gatherings, no matter the size or family ties. Operation Gridlock is just one of a number of demonstrations of civil disobedience around the country by Americans upset with their state's stay-at-home orders amid the pandemic.
We just want to end the lockdown and use some common sense and get things back to normal.
Meanwhile, Governor Whitmer said her order is saving lives. She responded to the protesters at a press conference today.
I support your right to free speech, and I respect your opinions. I just urge you, don't put yourself at risk, and don't put others at risk either.
The governor went on to urge residents to stay vigilant while the stay-at-home order is in place.
In Wisconsin, more money is on its way to help residents impacted by COVID-19. Governor Tony Evers signed a COVID-19 relief package today. The bill ensures that Wisconsin can capture more than $2 billion from the federal stimulus bill. This means higher Medicaid payments and an expansion of unemployment benefits. Local lawmakers will also be able to allocate up to $75 million in funding.
Minnesota has received $1 billion to aid in the fight against COVID-19. The money comes from the Federal CARES Act passed in March. The money will be used to help offset the state's costs associated with responding to the coronavirus pandemic. Minnesota is set to receive a total of $2.1 billion, with a portion of that earmarked for local governments across the state. The rest of the balance will be paid to the state in late April.
A team at the Mayo says they can ramp up their coronavirus testing capacity to 8,000 swabs and 10,000 blood tests per day. This comes just a few weeks after getting the go-ahead from the governor and public health officials. It would also far exceed the governor's request for 5,000 tests per day. Because the clinic's lab serves hospitals around the world, they have the infrastructure built to do these tests at a high volume. According to doctors there, they would have upped production sooner, but there was a supply shortage. And it's not just the test. To administer it, you need PPE, swabs, and more. And healthcare workers worldwide have overwhelmed the capacity.
Because of our history, because of the amount of testing we do already, we have strong relationships with a lot of these companies, and a lot has been myself personally talking to the leaders of those companies, understanding what their supply issues are, what realistically they can do, and making sure that we are prioritized in some way so that if we make a commitment to the state and others, that we can really follow through on that commitment.
Mayo Clinic has been supplying COVID-19 tests around the country and the world.
Governor Tim Walz signed the Alec Smith Insulin Affordability Act this morning. The bill ensures that Minnesota's diabetics who cannot afford their insulin and are facing an emergency need can access a 30-day supply at their pharmacy for a copay of $35. The legislation also streamlines the process by which Minnesotans can access affordable insulin in the long term. Insulin manufacturers are ordered to participate in the program and could be fined more than $3 million per year for non-compliance. Components of the bill take effect on July 1st of 2020.
Nobody was injured, but multiple people are without a home after a fire in Superior this afternoon. The fire broke out near the intersection of North 8th Street and Weeks Avenue. Crews arrived shortly after 4 p.m. to find smoke and flames coming from a duplex. All occupants were out of the building when firefighters arrived. The fire was quickly put out, but the duplex is no longer livable. The cause is believed to be accidental, with damages estimated at $30,000.
Today we learned U.S. Steel is laying off employees at its mine in Keewatin. This comes less than a month after the company announced it would be idling operations in other parts of the country in response to COVID-19. According to a letter sent out by USW Local 2660, operation employees who have worked at the mine 3 years or less will be laid off effective April 19th. Meanwhile, maintenance employees who have worked there 3 years or less will continue working until the outage is complete. According to the letter, the tentative plan is to have Keetac shut down by the end of May. The letter also says union leadership is working to negotiate a layoff minimization plan with the company. Calls to U.S. Steel were not returned as of news time. No word on exactly how many employees this will affect. Now, this comes just 2 days after Cleveland Cliffs announced they are laying off nearly 500 employees at the North Shore mine, which impacts miners in Silver Bay and Babbitt.
Meanwhile, Minnesota-based Best Buy is laying off 50,000 workers. Starting Sunday, the layoffs will impact the company's hourly employees. That includes nearly all of Best Buy's part-time staff. The financial blow has also led the company's CEO to cut her salary in half. Some Best Buy stores have closed completely during the pandemic. They've also stopped in-home deliveries and installations. Employees at the Duluth location tell us about 70 employees there have been laid off. We also learned today Duluth's Goodwill is temporarily laying off nearly 300 employees tomorrow. The nonprofit's 12 Northland stores have been closed since mid-March due to COVID-19.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, millions of Americans woke up to a nice surprise in their bank accounts this morning. What advice financial gurus have for your stimulus check.
And coming up before that, Dave will have your full weather forecast.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the new Triple Pet for just $9. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
We know it can be scary when you're injured in an accident.
We know the insurance company can be unfair.
We know bills need to be paid. But we also know what it takes to win.
We know what it takes to get our clients compensated.
And most importantly, we always fight to do the right thing for our community.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows injury law.
Nicolay Law, Duluth and Superior's award-winning injury, disability, and bankruptcy law firm.
Let our professional relocation team help make the transition from your old house into a new home as stress-free as possible. Call today for an on-site estimate to identify your family's specific relocation needs. Schedule and manage your job with one of our friendly office staff. The day of the job, our professional and courteous movers will safely and efficiently protect and transport your goods with the aid of new technologies and equipment, but with the same old-fashioned service you know and trust.
Moving is hard. Calling A1 Movers is easy.
There will be parties again soon. There will be parades and sporting events and concerts to help our communities when they come back together. Go to 2020census.gov and respond today to make America's tomorrow brighter.
At Marshall, we know that paying independent school tuition is a real commitment for families, and we want to make the Marshall experience possible for anyone who wants to attend. That's why Marshall is introducing community-centered pricing to make the Marshall experience possible for more families. We know that families have budgets, and it's our goal to work within those budgets in a way that makes sense for everybody. When we partner together, we invest in your child's future. Contact us or join us at our virtual open house on April 16th.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement.
To put it politely, it's been pretty chilly around here since Sunday, Monday. Monday, cold enough for 16 inches of snow in Guile. And this morning, cold enough for a fresh record low temp in Hibbing. So on that note, let's take a look at the temperatures that came in this morning. And Hibbing wasn't the only place in the single digits. Ely was there as well. And also over towards Ironwood, only 8 above for folks in that neck of the woods. And Watersmeet seems to have been the cold spot with only 1 above. But hopefully temperatures are on the rebound. They will be going up as higher pressure nudges in. Yeah, usually it starts with an Arctic flavor like it is now, but eventually it allows in enough sunshine to send temperatures up towards normal, and maybe even a little warmer than normal if we can just hold on till Saturday. Right now at the airport it's 25. Our westerly wind is going 7 miles per hour, and the air pressure keeps creeping upwards, 1,020 millibars now, and that's because a couple of highs are setting their sights in our region for about 2, maybe 2.5 days. Doppler map right now shows finally those pesky flurries are starting to fade away as the high pressure gets closer to our region. And when it gets here, that means tomorrow should come up clear to partly cloudy. and it should stay clear to partly cloudy perhaps all the way through Friday. But Saturday and Sunday will be slightly different stories. A warmer story on one hand. Temperatures on Saturday could cross the 50-degree threshold, but with that low pressure system approaching, it'll be clouding up on Saturday, and Sunday might get a chance for showers, but it's only a 30% chance for showers. Now, let's fire up the forecast here for tonight and maybe throw another log on the fire, because some temperatures I do think will be on the chillier side, but on a bright note, not as chilly as this morning or yesterday morning. So towards Ely, 11 above, 22, we'll double it right by the lake. Mostly cloudy sky for Minnesotans in general, but a little bit clearer towards Wisconsin and the UP, where the sky should be partly cloudy, and low temperatures in that part of our country should run about 15 to 19 degrees, and the westerly wind, it'll be going about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Taking a look now at the forecast for tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan. The range of high temps nudges up a little bit, 40 to 45 degrees, with a partly cloudy sky and a westerly wind that runs 5 to 15 miles per hour this time around. Getting into Minnesota for tomorrow, I think the sky there will be partly cloudy as well from the high pressure settling in. Could be as cool as 39 towards Ely and Babbitt, Embarrass, Tower Sedan, and Winton. Perhaps as warm as 45 down towards Willow River, Moose Lake, and Barnum. Getting into Wisconsin and Michigan and the rest of the region for the 7-day forecast. What is it going to hold? As I've been hinting, it's holding a warm-up. A slow one perhaps, but a warm-up nonetheless. So 43 Thursday to 48 on Friday to 54 on Saturday, with the clouds increasing, setting us up for a slight cool down and a chance for some showers on Sunday. But for the most part, the next 7 days are going to be on the drier side. Our only shower chances are on Sunday and then on next Tuesday.
Well, that looks like a nice forecast. In the meantime, Dave, I know you're on your deck. Stay warm out there. It looks chilly. Thanks, Dave.
Hey.
More than 80 million Americans are expecting to receive a stimulus payment of $1,200 or more, all in an effort to create aid during the current COVID-19 crisis. But before Americans spend the money, it might be a good idea to plan on how to spend it. CBS 3's John Cardinelli has the story.
Waking up with extra cash in your account?
Cleared this morning.
It may feel like you just won the lottery.
Extra money is helpful.
Especially for Heidi Hurley and her family, as she's self-employed and her business is closed.
I think it'd be really smart to maybe sit on that cash.
Scott Walschlager is a financial advisor. He has a few tips for those now finding themselves with stimulus cash.
It might be tempting when you get this check, if you still have a job, to go spend that money or pay down a credit card or something.
But Walschlager warns not to be too quick to spend the money. He recommends paying creditors first who have the rights to your property, such as your house or car. Credit card should come second and should not be paid all at once.
If you made a $1,000 payment tomorrow, it doesn't mean you get to miss your minimum payment next week or next month. And so sometimes keeping that cash and being able to pay those minimum payments is safer.
While these are just recommendations, one thing is for sure. A dollar spent locally can go a lot further.
The ripple impact of that money hitting the economy locally can impact many people's lives, not just that one place you spend that money.
My plan is to use it just for daily expenses, mortgage, monthly bills, groceries, all of that good stuff, just day-to-day things.
If you're wondering when your money will arrive or if you'll be getting some, the IRS has set up a tracking website. We have a link to that on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
The BWCA is closed following Minnesota's stay-at-home order. The wilderness area is closed to both day and night use through May 4th. Reservations made through the 4th will get a full refund. The BWCA is also changing permit pickup requirements starting May 5th. You can now either print your confirmation email at home or pick up your permit from a cooperating business.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, with many dentists' offices closed, we're taking a look at how to keep your pearly whites in tip-top shape.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
My name is Dan Metcalf. I'm a general surgeon and a colorectal surgeon at Memorial Medical Center. I bring a new set of skills to Ashland, and some of what Ashland would allow me is a culture that is very patient-centered. That's a really important part of surgery or medicine in general, is really getting to know the people that you're taking care of. I get the joy of seeing patients every day and taking care of people every day and learning about their lives as well as fixing them.
Essentia Health is offering COVID-19 assessments at no cost. If you're feeling ill, start an e-visit. For questions or concerns, call 1-833-494-0836.
Your work is your name. You live by it. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we take our name, our work, just as seriously. John Deere excavators, skid steers, and loaders have the compact agility and big-time ability you need to finish the job. Comfortable, affordable, and backed by a 2-year, 2,000-hour full machine warranty. Standard. In-person service calls and parts delivery keep you work ready. Our techs are highly trained and incredibly knowledgeable. Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment. We make sure the work lives up to your name.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips Fruitwood Oak Cabinets in painted or dark shaker styles. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
Northland, when you want the most new country, make the switch to Cat Country 98.9 KTZO.
Never met a girl like you. What makes you country?
#1 for the most new country.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Take up to 25% off Key now at NorthwestOutlet.com.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Dental offices across Minnesota and Wisconsin are closed due to COVID-19. That means many of us are missing appointments. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield looks at how to keep your teeth in the best shape possible and when it may be time for an emergency visit.
What would typically be a bustling day of dentistry, Dr. David Upgard is catching up on administrative work.
We're kind of like the Maytag repairman. We're sitting around kind of bored. We like to talk dentistry.
Dental patients across the metro are waiting on COVID-19 to curb before they get back in the chair.
Unless this stops anytime sooner, I won't be at any dentist. I got pretty good teeth to last me the time anyway.
Good thing, because we all will have to wait for a while, which Dr. Upgard says is fine for most patients. The next visit just may be a bit more tedious.
By the time they can get in, there will be maybe some more inflammation. Their gums might be a little more red, maybe a little more bleeding, more plaque. The hygienist might have to work harder.
He says brushing is key. And the other big piece of advice is the one people don't tend to follow.
My 35 years of doing dentistry, I've been cajoling and begging and pleading with patients to floss.
Even though cleanings have stopped, dentists are open for emergencies.
Any swelling, that's, a red flag. You have to talk to somebody about that. Severe pain, that is, again, worth a call.
Especially if you have a fever. The stakes can be high.
Our biggest concern, greatest concern, are life-threatening infections.
And if there's any doubt, he says to call. Even though dental offices are closed, the phone lines are open.
We're all here for our patients.
Dr. Upgard says it's extra important that people with underlying issues call right away if they have dental problems. They are screening patients for COVID-19 before anyone comes to the office.
Coming up in sports, Kelly Hinseth caught up with a former WNBA star who was breaking barriers on the Iron Range.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
It's time for the biggest sale of the year. It's time for the Toro Spring Sales Event. It's time to head to your local Toro dealer. where you can save up to $750 on select Toro Z Masters, up to $600 on select Toro Time Cutters, and up to $500 on select Toro Grandstands and Titan HDs, plus special financing offers on brand new Toro equipment. Toro, count on it. For more info on great deals and financing offers, visit your local Toro dealer.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum is the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 100 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night. Boom. This is my position all day.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows.
With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on-demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
I love it.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Call 833-906-4499 today.
Real STIHL. Find yours. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle, including the FSA 57 trimmer bundle. Battery power made by STIHL. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Always at a local STIHL dealer. Find yours at stihldealers.com.
At Marshall, we know that paying independent school tuition is a real commitment for families, and we want to make the Marshall experience possible for anyone who wants to attend. That's why Marshall is introducing community-centered pricing to make the Marshall experience possible for more families. We know that families have budgets, and it's our goal to work within those budgets in a way that makes sense for everybody. When we partner together, we invest in your child's future. Contact us or join us at our virtual open house on April 16th.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Welcome back into sports. This weekend, the Mesabi Range College broke some incredible news that they are breaking barriers with their men's basketball program, making a hire at head coach. That head coach just so happens to be the second female ever to coach a collegiate men's basketball team.
Back in 1998, Tamara Moore was busy leading Minneapolis North to a state championship, while simultaneously coaching the freshman girls team. So you could say she always had the desire to coach.
Now my goal was to coach college, wherever that was, whether that be men's, women's, I didn't care.
After an illustrious 4 years at Wisconsin and 6 years with the WNBA that included a season with the Minnesota Lynx, Moore is taking her talents to the next level on the Iron Range. Becoming just the second female to ever coach a men's collegiate basketball program, being named the Mesabi Range head coach.
For this to be the first opportunity and it to be historic, I just want people to know that I'm going to do my best not to mess it up.
Coaching men is nothing new for Moore, having coached semi-professional basketball before this.
The game itself is nothing different. You have a ball. Their goal is to put it in the basket and stop the other team from scoring.
Simple as that.
I think the biggest thing is just getting younger guys that are going to be coming into their own, more independence, coming out of high school. But the game itself is going to be the same.
Moore's wasted no time in stacking her team either. She already has 7 new commits for next season at Mesabi Range, a majority of which come from North Minneapolis, where Moore grew up, played high school basketball, and has coached for the last few years, a place near and dear to her heart.
5 of them are from the Minneapolis area and actually are from the inner city. So that's important to me to give back and open doors for others, and I'm excited to do that.
Here's a more in-depth look at Moore's resume and what she brings to the table as a player. Graduate of Minneapolis North High School, Moore led the Lady Polars to a state championship in 1998 and was named Miss Minnesota Basketball as well. And following an illustrious high school career, Moore spent 4 years in a Wisconsin Badger uniform, playing in every game from freshman to senior year. Not too long ago, she was inducted into the Badger Hall of Fame. And then following that, in 2002, Moore was drafted 15th overall by Miami in the WNBA draft, where she proceeded to play 6 seasons in the league, including a season right here in her home state of Minnesota with the Minnesota Lynx. And speaking of breaking down barriers, today, April 15th, is Jackie Robinson Day. Ballparks are usually packed with fans to cheer the players, all wearing the number 42, honoring baseball's most important pioneer. But due to the coronavirus outbreak, Major League Baseball and the Jackie Robinson Foundation will hold their annual celebration across social media platforms and online this year. They've been streaming Robinson-related content. Today marks the 73rd anniversary of Robinson breaking the color barrier in the majors by making his debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Now, it is National Letter of Intent Wednesday, and we're going to have all of that information in our Sportscast tomorrow right here on CBS3 at 6 and 10. And I believe I'm sending it back to Kristen and Tony in studio.
You are, Kelly. Thank you so much. Lots of good content tonight. Thanks, Kelly.
We'll be right back after the break.
Yeah, for sure.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Choose to make a healthy difference in people's lives and join our team. Visit EssentiaCareers.org.
You gotta feel it to believe it. Get Extreme Internet starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. With fantastic speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Dynamic streaming video, so real you can feel it. Amplified in-home Wi-Fi and all the power you need to power it all. Get Extreme Internet starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Call 844-EXTREME2.
Shop online at NorthwestOutlet.com. The North Face, Columbia, Under Armour, and Keen will allow Northwest Outlet to sell their spring and summer lines up to 25% off. Normally, this doesn't happen till August. Shop and save now. Up to 25% off at NorthwestOutlet.com.
The world is changing quickly, and it's important to find calm in the storm. We're all focusing on the things that matter most: family, community, safety. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we're here to help you get back outside. Take a deep breath. Get the job done right. Have fun. We're here with you, and we've got everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at historically low prices. See Jeff, Frank, and Alex. We'll be here when you need us.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and DiscoverWisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Sparta. Just visit DiscoverWisconsin.com for details.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
A public show of support for those on the front lines of fighting the coronavirus pandemic. This is video out of Indiana, where businesses are installing outdoor messages of thanks around the South Bend area. The first went up today outside the city's Memorial Hospital. It reads, "Heroes work here." Organizers say the project helps show appreciation to those who put their lives on the line for the community. You know, we're always looking for silver linings during this really tough time, and it's amazing to see communities coming together constantly.
Yeah. With healthcare workers at the front line. I mean, it's unbelievable what they do.
Yeah, I just love it. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow night.